chapter 2. We're still on chapter 2 of How to Speak Dragonese. They're in the summer current. I have a nasty feeling, because Fishlegs just thinks that he's seen the fin of a sharkworm, but Toothless and Hiccup appear to be in the middle of an argument. But Toothless and Hiccup were so cross they didn't even hear Fishlegs saying he saw the fin of a sharkworm. They were nose to nose, eyeballing each other. Toothless had puffed up to nearly twice his normal size and had turned an unpleasant mustardy colour, red colour. Hiccup had forgotten you shouldn't really look a dragon in the eye for too long, so Toothless was right here, because their gaze is hypnotic and he was starting to feel dizzy. But he was so angry he did not care. That this dragon had gone too far this time. Hiccup had had enough. He was going to put his foot down. I do all these things for you, continued Hiccup, and every now and then I ask you to do a few simple things for me, like catch some mackerel in a dragon training lesson, or look out for sharkworms so we don't all get dragged off and torn to pieces. And what do? You go on strike. Well, you've gone too far this time. I've had enough. I'm putting my foot down. You can just go on strike then and see if I care. Okay then, hissed Toothless. Toothless really will go on strike. With great dignity, Toothless flapped off Hiccup's shoulder and up to the top of the mast, where he perched, muttering to himself in a furious undertone. Toothless, a big baby, is he? Ha! We'll see about that, Mr. Smarty Pants Hiccup. Let's just find out how long you last without the help of the big baby. Well, that's a picture of Toothless on strike on top of the mast. I love that picture. Yeah, folding his arms. How long you last without the help of a big baby. What's he doing? Asked Fishlegs. Fishlegs didn't speak Dragonese, so he wasn't quite sure what was going on. Is he listening out for boats so we can get back to the bay? No, admitted Hiccup, whose head was still spinning after the staring contest with Toothless. We've had a bit of a row and he's gone on strike. But I've had it up to here with that dragon. He's pushed me too far too often. I'm drawing a line in the mud. Oh, for Thor's sake, Fishleg exploded. We haven't got time for that now. Look! Hiccup's eyes finally swam back into focus. He looked. The fog had shifted around, making it difficult to see, but for a moment Hiccup thought he might have glimpsed a black fin with a jagged edge that made it clear that this was the fin of a sharkworm, rather than that of its less dangerous relative, the ordinary shark. I didn't think that was a sharkworm, you know, Fishleg, said Hiccup uncertainly. I think it's just the fog playing tricks on your eyes. But Fishlegs wasn't taking any chances. He tried to shake Harricoracow awake, but the little reptile only snored the harder. We need Toothless, panicked Fishlegs. For Thor's sake, do something, apologise. Promise him something large that he can eat. You could be right, admitted Hiccup. Okay, Toothless, he called up. Through the fog, he could just see the dragon on strike, perched on top of the swaying mast. I apologise. We need you. If you fly down and help, I'll give you all my supper for the next 3 weeks. 60 seconds, said Toothless himself with satisfaction. 60 seconds, and they need Toothless again. Not listening, he sang down, examining his talents. Hiccup, not need the help of a big baby? Honestly, I think we're sort of okay, said Hiccup, squinting at the screens around them. I can't see anything now, and sharkworms really are only supposed to attack if someone has an open wound. Fishlegs was too panicked to hear what Hiccup was saying. He started yelling up the mast, Toothless! Toothless! Not listening, said Toothless, putting his call back with his wings over his ears. Fishleg shut his eyes and hoped that this wasn't really happening, and then he opened them again. Listen, he hissed with frantic relief. Can you hear what I hear? Sea dragons. Hiccup sat very still, and there it was, a very faint noise of dragons shrieking. A peaceable fishing boat, said Fishlegs joyfully. Just in time, too. This is our lucky day. He grabbed the rudder off Hiccup and swung it hard around to face in the direction of the noise. Come on, Hiccup Fishlegs urged the hopeful Fuffin as the wind caught her sails and took her swiftly forwards. And please don't start turning round in circles. To Fishlegs' relief, the noise of screaming dragons grew louder and louder, and the grey, shadowy shape of an enormous boat loomed at them out of the fog. was a far larger. Oh, look, that's fish legs, by the way. I didn't show you this one. Shouting shark worms very anxiously. The boat was a far larger boat than Hiccup was expecting. Surely peaceable fishing boats didn't normally have 3 layers of oars. And the sound the dragons were making was also unusual. Those dragons aren't hungry, they're angry, said Hiccup slowly. Who cares? Shrieked Fishlegs, grabbing a grappling hook was on a rope attached to the prow of the hopeful Puffin. He threw it so that it caught perfectly over the rim of the larger boat and held. Fishlegs was not a great athlete. He had tried this countless times in a boarding an enemy the ship lesson and had never managed to throw it successfully before. In fact, several times he had nearly locked himself out in the process, which just goes to show it's amazing what a person can do when he feels he is in deadly mortal danger. Hang on a second, Fishlegs, warned Hiccup. We have to keep our heads here. We haven't definitely seen a sharkworm yet, have we? And those dragons are screaming the most awful things in Dragonese. But Fishlegs was in too much of a twitter of terror to listen to Hiccup. Have you forgotten we're supposed to be boarding a peaceable fishing boat right now? He scolded. Remember boarding an enemy ship lessons? Remember Gobber? Big chap, bad breath, muscles like bashing balls. He's going to kill us if we don't come up with a peaceable helmet, right? Although, of course, it's a fascinating question whether or not that was a deadly man-eating sharkworm or just a trick of the eyes. I just don't feel like staying here and discussing it somehow. There's a thing on sharkworms here which says which explains why Fishlegs is so concerned about them. It says, one of the scariest predators in the ocean. You are not safe either in the water or out because the sharkworm has thick, muscly alligator legs and so it's able to climb on board ship to kill. Look at it. Yes, you see, it's like a shark, but it's got those legs. You see, why Fishlegs doesn't like it. Fishlegs started climbing the rope. Again, Fishlegs was normally hopeless at rope climbing, but this time he was up that rope as quick as a short-winged squirrel serpent, scrambling up a tree. Hiccup hopped nervously from one foot to another, listening to the furiously angry dragons shrieking from the enormous ship towering above them. He couldn't let Fishlegs board the ship alone. Hiccup said a quick prayer to Woden, put his hands upon the rope and began to squirm up after his friend. I don't know if you noticed, Fishlegs often gets Hiccup into trouble. Here goes, muttered Fishlegs as he reached the top of the rope and prepared to climb over the edge and into the boat. He pulled out his sword with one trembling hand. Remember, they're only fishermen. They're scared silly by hooligans, he reminded himself. What was it Gobber said to say when we went over the top? Oh, I know, that stupid hooligan war cry. Ah! Wait, whispered Hiccup frantically, coming up behind him. Don't do anything rash. But it was too late. Hiccup reached the top and Fishlegs threw himself over the side, screaming, "Yah!" at the top of his voice. Gobber really would have been very proud of him. Fishlegs landed on the deck, swinging his sword around his head in his most menacing and barbaric fashion, expecting to be faced by 2 or 3 terrified, peaceful fishermen, instead of which 350 of Rome's finest soldiers, heavily armed with the latest in modern weaponry, swiveled round to look at him. "Oh, brother!" whispered Hiccup to himself, still swinging from the rope and peering over the rim of the boat. "So much for this being our lucky day." Chapter 3 is called Out of the Cooking Pot and Into the Barbecue.